So, Vakshetra, the power of words, a guide to talking less and living more. So, walk means speech, words. Kshetra means field, domain. You can also say, a temple, a field. So, Vakshetra, a sacred field of speech. So, this is not again whatever the wisdom we are learning every day here, it is not a new wisdom. It's already we have this wisdom already written in our Vedantas and scriptures. This is already shared across many gurus back in those days, and we are just bringing it back. And whatever we have learned, we are sharing it with you. So this is a ancient wisdom. Patriji's teachings on the sacredness of human speech, drawn from Vedic tradition. So less is more. Talking less preserves vital energy, the prana, and deepens your inner clarity. So, words are energy. Of course, every word is energy, right? Om, for example. That's why we people chant Om, people chant mantras, people chant other things. Everything, every word is an energy. So, whatever we speak, every word you speak is a vibration that shapes your reality and your relationships, even including your field. Within your field, it completely changes what kind of words you speak. If you speak for example, Om, uh, Om, or any other chanting mantras Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namah, any guru's name, for example, any god's name. When you chant, when you speak those words, what happens is you raise your frequency immediately, and you it will affect your entire auric field. So positively, if you use it, mantras, chantings, so your entire energy field positively energized, basically uplifted. Same as when you use lower vibration words, these Om and chantings called the higher vibrational words. Similarly, when you use the lower vibration words like bad words, not positive words, like something like a negative words, whether it is use if you are using those negative words, lower vibrational words, what happens is your entire auric field will bring it down. That means your energy will lower down. So that is why in our Vedic culture, if you see, every religion has its own words. For example, Hindu says Om, and the Christian says Amen, Amen, right? So different words we carry, different positive words, we use this. So use the positive words all the time. So words shape your world. Every word carries energy. Here is what happens in everyone's everyday life. At home, for example, you did a great today. When you say you did great today, so that is a positive word. That is uplifting. That is also making your relationships better with other people. Whereas when you use the words complaining, lower vibrational words, you never listen to me. That means there is that is a lower vibrational word. We are complaining. So it builds when you did great today. That means you are building the confidence. You never listen to me. That is hurting. That is a lower vibrational word. So there our energy is draining, and also we are impacting our relationships with other person. So positive versus negative. This is at home. So at work, when we say, let me think before I reply. So we are taking a pause. We are before we speak any lower words, any negative words, we are taking a pause, or we are telling the other person, let me think, I'll get back to you. So rather than saying the positive words, when we say that's a terrible idea, that's a bad idea, you are a bad person, you are not a good person, these are all again bad words. I can say negative words actually. So when we say let me think before I reply, or let me think about it, let me check one more time, let me cross check, these are end respect versus create enemies. And social media, so post only when it adds value. Rather than telling the world everything what's going on in our day to day life, or spending so much energy on social media, definitely it will lower your vibrations, lower your energy levels. Builds when you are posting only when it adds value, you are building the presence, versus you are wasting your energy when you speak so much, when you post everything, so it is wasting your energy. And with yourself, rather than saying I can do this, if you say I always mess things up, I'm a bad person, I don't know how to act, if when you talk negatively to yourself, you are limiting your growth. Whereas I can do this, I can make mistakes, it's okay to make mistakes, I can do better today. Whereas when you use positive words towards yourself, you are empowering yourself. Also, you are energizing your field, your growth will expand. Whereas when you speak negative words towards yourself, you are limiting your growth. So this is every word spoken consumes vital life force energy, the energy that we are consuming through the meditation. So when we speak the words, through the words, first of all, we might lose the energy when we think negatively with a or or bad thoughts. We will lose the energy, and we will lose the energy when we speak bad words or negative words. We are thinking, we are speaking, and we are acting. So there are three ways that we can lose the energy. So it is in your hands. Okay, how to save your energy, how to consume the energy is in your hands. So through meditation we are consuming the energy. When you are doing the silent meditation, we are accumulating 95% prana shakti. But when you are mindful speaking, yeah, there is 75% prana is you will have. When you are engaging in the normal conversation, the prana is reducing. If you see, it's going down. And when people are gossiping, arguing, it is like a fast drainer. The battery is how the phone's battery runs so fast, so quick. When it is in the hot or when it is being used so much, it will drain so quick. And it become the phone becomes so hot, it even can die. The battery also can die immediately. You cannot restart the phone. It completely dies, it goes blank. Similarly, when we use the gossiping, arguing, feeling very sad, using the bad language, using the negative language, all these kind of, it will drain our energy so much. And constant chatter, keep on using the unnecessary words, talking on the phone hours and hours. This will also it will decrease your prana shakti. So words are very, very powerful, and use it so wisely. So every word spoken consumes vital life force energy. So learn to spend it wisely. Think your energy is your very, very important currency that you have, that you are earning every day. So when you are uh, creating the thoughts, or when you are using the thoughts, when you are doing certain action, think for example, when somebody invited you to lunch or outside gathering or to the place, when your heart is saying no, no, but you said yes, means you use the wrong word. There means you wanted to go there, even though your heart is saying don't go, just stay home and meditate, you wanted to go there. That means you just said the word that saying no, that decreased your vibration because your heart is saying don't go. So be careful, be mindful of what kind of words do you speak at home, at work, with yourself. Especially be careful with the kids. What happens is when you use these, not only you lose your energy when you speak the negative language or bad words, it will also impact their growth. Not only your growth, it will impact their growth. So try to speak as much as positive sentences, or be in the silence. Silence is not emptiness, it is a fullest state of being. So practice silence at least a few minutes every day. Or before you speak, practice three filters every day. Try to practice these three filters. Is it true? When you are responding to something, so before For example, before when somebody says they're talking about something, and before you say something, cross check yourself. Is it true? Before gossiping about a colleague, ask, do you actually know this is true, or you just heard it? So cross check. Number one, check it. Is it true? Am I there? Am I present at the situation? Did I see it? Even if I see it, is it necessary? Is it necessary to say it? You notice a minor mistake. For example, ask, will pointing it out right now really help anyone? Is it necessary to raise the mistake? Is it necessary to point out the mistake? Is it necessary to tell the people? Number three, is it kind? You want to give feedback. Can you say it in a way that builds them up, not tear them down? So, is it kind? Is it kind to speak right now? So, these three simple things, practice it in every conversation, practice daily. So, it will make before we say, or like, I also heard that somewhere before you speak something, take some break, or like, go out in the nature and come back. You sometimes, especially, we use so much, we hurt other people by using the bad language, bad words when we hurt, when we are behaving, when we are in the aggressive mode, when we are angry especially. So before you respond, take some pause, go out in the nature, and take some time, give some time to yourself, listen to some music, calm yourself down first, or take a paper and put your feelings on the paper, and after 1 hour or the next day, look at the paper and think, really, am I, is it true, is it necessary to say these words, is it kind to say those words? Then if you think that, okay, I have to speak these words, I have to tell my opinion, then you rephrase your words in the nicer way to convey your feelings rather than just yelling or screaming using the bad language. Try to put it down, like express your feelings in a loving way and do it that. But when you are especially very angry, when you are mad, don't say, take pause, take shower, meditate, go to the nature, and listen to the music and practice journaling. So that kind of those kind of things will help you to calm yourself down and speak only when it is necessary, and you can speak the positive words. So practice mauna, practice of silence. Practice daily mauna. So not talking for a set time each day, no texting or social media. Observe your thoughts without expressing them. Start with 30 minutes in the morning. Use the silence to read, meditate, or reflect. So benefits, you will notice more mental energy and clarity, fewer regrets about things said, better focus at work and home. Creative ideas arise naturally. People value your words more. See, sometimes, especially back in those days, when you look into the where gurus, actually they don't give the speech for hours and hours and hours. They only speak very limited. Any monks, any gurus, if you notice, they speak very less. They practice mauna a lot, and they'll speak only when it is right time to talk. So they don't give any hours of speech. So start practicing daily mauna, like start talking less. So words in relationship, especially with your spouse and partner, listen twice as much as you speak. So let silence be comfortable. Instead of explaining why you are right, ask how are you feeling about this. With your children, words of encouragement have 10 times the impact of criticism. Definitely, yeah, especially with the kids, you have to use positive words, more positive words, and no criticism at all. Like, even if you want to guide the kids, you can tell them in the positive way, not through the criticism at all. So instead of you failed again, say, what did you learn from this? With colleagues, speak at the meetings only when you add real value. Instead of filling silence, offer a thoughtful insight, or stay silent with confidence. With your self talk, your inner voice is the most powerful of all. Replace I am stupid with I am still learning, and that's okay. And especially, Not only these things, especially some in the group chat, in the chatting also, like in the WhatsApp, other texting message, people always say good morning, good afternoon, how are you. These are unnecessary words. Am I saying any unnecessary words? So cross check yourself where I am leaking the energy. This is one way of the leaking energy, where when we speak the negative words or unnecessary words, that's always leak the energy. So cross yourself where I'm talking too much. Am I talking too much with somebody, or am I just simply engaging some conversation? Am I just chit chatting? What did I gain? Or cross check yourself after a conversation. Was this conversation empowering me or draining me? Was this conversation useful? Did I talk anywhere negative words? Did Was this conversation itself is necessary? So you have to cross check yourself. So start 7-day Vakshetra. Count how many times you speak unnecessarily today. Just observe. And please, whatever we are sharing here, do not do not criticize yourself. Just observe. If you are making any mistakes, that's totally okay. And just observe, no judgment. Don't criticize yourself. Don't be so harsh on yourself. It's okay to make mistakes. So take a step by step every day. So it start with awareness. Pause, practice before every response. take tea, take 3 deep breaths. Notice how your answer changes. Number three, mauna morning, or no, practice mauna at least weekly once, or especially or full moon days. Keep complete silence for 1 hour after waking. Meditate or journal instead. Number four, the filter day. Apply the truth, necessary, kind filter to every single thing you say. Kind words. Say one genuine, heartfelt compliment to 3 different people today, and genuine. This, some people say compliments just for the sake. Don't do it just for the sake. Don't do it. If you feel like, say it. If you don't feel like, don't say it. It's okay. No, it's okay to not to say, for example, oh, your dress, even though their dress is not good, people just say for the sake, oh, you're looking pretty, your dress is good, just for the sake. Don't do it. But if your heart is truly saying that you need to appreciate somebody, yes, do it so. And digital silence, no social media for the day. Notice what you do with that freed energy. Number seven, reflection. Journal what changed, how do you feel, what will you carry forward. Reflection, again, journal what changed, how do you feel, what will you carry forward. So these kind of simple step will, through these practicing this simple step, we save lot of energy. We By saving our energy, we increase our growth. We will live happy and peaceful life. So wisdom from Patriji: the tongue is the sword of the soul. Use it wisely or cuts you first. When you speak less, you listen more. When you listen more, you understand everything. Silence is the language of the cosmos. Learn it and you will hear God speaking to you always. Before you speak, ask, am I adding light to this moment or noise? So begin today, practice 30 minutes of Mauna every day or every morning. Use the 3 filters before every conversation. Is it true? Is it necessary? Is it necessary to speak? Replace one criticism daily with a kind word, and cross check yourself. Did I, in this conversation, for example, when you had any conversation, cross check yourself. Did I use any bad words, or did I use any negative words? Did I criticize myself? Did I criticize somebody? Did I complain on someone? Did I judge somebody? So cross check yourself every time. Meditate few minutes, at least for 15 minutes. Let silence speak to you. Read Patriji's Vakshetra. There is lot of other books also available, but there is Patriji's book also available. Read Patriji's Vakshetra for deeper wisdom. So yeah, words, be careful, be mindful what kind of words you use. Patriji says you create your, not only Patriji, many masters says that you create your own reality. Especially words are doorway. Words, through the words we express our feelings. First we will create it in our thoughts, then we express through the words. When we express our words, what happens is like, that's where either you can build the confidence, you can uplift somebody, you can empower somebody. At the same time, the relationships can go bad, the relationships can gets worse, and you can create enemies through your words. You can also uplift other people. So be mindful of what kind of words you speak and cross check yourself. All right, I'll take a pause for here. If anyone have any questions or anything you would like to share, please feel free, unmute yourself, and ask any questions or add any points if you would like. Okay, anyone have any questions or anything you would like to share?
No, I think very informative as usual. I know that we all have habit to, I mean, especially I will say that, you know, talking is like in our job, right? That and my job particularly as leader and all, right? So what happens is you listening is not so easy.
Mm,
So I mean, we know that you need to practice it more, but it naturally it doesn't happen. So
mm,
I know that it's your urge to say anything when the conversation starts and all those things. It's
correct.
always there. But yeah, these are something which is not easy, but yeah, it's something which is which can definitely help in a long run.
Mm, yeah. All right, anyone else? Otherwise, we can start the meditation.